Hi, I'm Squadron Leader KAHA from the Royal New Zealand Air Force. We're here in Christchurch in New Zealand. 2011 has been a pretty busy year for the New Zealand Defence Force so far. Here in Christchurch in February they had a major earthquake which resulted in the loss of life and also significant damage to the region. At its peak we had over 1,700 New Zealand Defence Force personnel from the Air Force, the Army and the Navy who were working alongside emergency services in support of the people in Christchurch. I have someone with me now who has Christchurch close to his heart, and also the Defence Force, Squadron Leader Richie McCaw. G'day Richie.
Thanks.
Good Richie, it's been obviously 6 months now since the earthquake hit Christchurch. How's the rebuild going?
I don't know where the rebuild's actually started. I think the last 6 months has been trying to get heads around what's actually happened. You know, like no matter where you're from in the city, live, you've been affected some way, some worse than others obviously, and I think it's just getting your heads around how devastated the city is and sort of looking at ways of trying to get things underway for the process to rebuild. And you know, a lot of people have been through a lot, but they're a pretty staunch bunch here, and they're you know, on our way forward, and hopefully, you know, it's going to take a long time, but things will start to improve and we'll start to rebuild the city, because it's a great place, but it's certainly had a shock this year.
Yeah, definitely, and we certainly pass all our wishes on to all those Canterburyans during the rebuild. 2011 is obviously big for other reasons. Obviously we've got the Rugby World Cup hosted by our nation here. You've had a great start to the year with wins over Fiji, the Springboks and the Wallabies. How's things looking for the All Blacks this year?
Hopefully pretty good. If the first 3 tests we've had have gone pretty well obviously, but you know, it's hugely exciting what's coming in October, September, October, the World Cup, and I think even if you're not a rugby player, you're going to be get excited and you're going to feel a part of this tournament, because it's going to be pretty special, and I guess I'm one of the lucky ones hopefully that'll get to play in it, and you know, as an All Black team we certainly want to make sure we do everything we can to win the thing, and I think we've got the team that's good enough. We're just going to make sure we do everything right to give ourselves a chance, and be nothing better than grabbing that trophy in October. So it's something that we're all excited about, and I think all of New Zealand can look forward to.
I can guarantee there's over 5 million Kiwis who will be looking forward to that if it happens. Hey, obviously there's something else going on in terms of rugby competitions here. This is the first time we'll be having the International Defence Rugby Competition. What that is 10 nations, 12 teams that are being represented. The pool games will be played in Australia, in between Sydney and Canberra, and then the top 4 teams will come over here to New Zealand, up in Auckland, during that final week of the Rugby World Cup, and that's where the semi-finals and the finals will be played. So a massive year for defence rugby as well. Richie, what are your thoughts on the first international defence competition being played?
I think it's pretty cool, and obviously there'll be a bit of competition between our defence forces to try and make the team to represent New Zealand, and I think that's cool too. But you know, if you get yourself into the top 4, you know, they're the games you want to be involved in, and I think you got to enjoy it. You know, that's certainly what we'll be trying to do. Obviously you're pretty keen to win, but having a good time as well is pretty important. So you know, if you get to that final 4, it's 2 games and you can win. So that's exciting, and I just wish them all, especially the New Zealand team, a lot of luck and have some great fun.
Excellent.
I was just going to say, hopefully we can do what they want to do and win. If we could win both in that week, it'd be pretty cool.
That'll be a great week if that happens. Anyway, thanks for your time, Richie, and all the best for the Rugby World Cup this year. Hopefully our international team, our defence team, goes well as well. And finally, Richie, do you think you're going to be available for the Royal New Zealand Air Force team in next year's service competitions?
Yeah, well, I've been asked that a couple of times in the last few while. You never know, there could be a wee break in the schedule next year, so I wouldn't count me out just yet, but you never know. Well, if I can, I'll have a look at it.
We're serving notice to Navy and Army. Watch out for next year's competition.
Good luck, guys.